Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are here back at Learning Fives with the show match between SKT Alpha And for the lulls, my name is Niberia, and I am joined here by Can Opener Dude. Hello, Can. How are you this wonderful afternoon?
I am very hungry, but hungry for some League of Legends now.
That's
But
right.
we're in the game here. This is I believe the third of four show matches today. So we're moving along at a fair clip for the day. Bands are flying fast and furious so far. Just very standard bands and Talon and Yasuo.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised about anything coming out here. It seems like they're more banning out things that they want to not deal with rather than the super meta things. We're probably not going to see like Heimer bans, probably not going to see like an Ornn ban, but instead things that are just really pain in the side to deal with, like that Talon, Janna, Kindred coming a little bit more meta with some of the funnel compositions, Yasuo as well, an AD carry replacement. So these things are, alternating between meta and fringe meta, but generally not the most contested picks. That Alistar has been shown to be pretty impactful in the past few days.
Yeah, just generally, like you said, seems to be things that they don't want to deal with. Trying to think of the word I was going to try and use for it. Basically, annoying things. Alistar, Janna, Talon, Yasuo, and Xin, all very annoying champions to deal with. Kindred also can be very annoying if given time to grow and get those stacks across the map. So I can definitely see where all these bans are coming from. So we do get the Ornn pick up here as well. Still a very solid top lane pick overall. Kind of has gone down in the listings though recently. Cho'Gath as well, someone who hasn't seen a whole lot of playtime this season.
It's been very dependent on the matchups. One of the big ones we've seen come out incredibly frequently is Dr. Mundo, but neither team wants to pick that up so far. But Cho'Gath and Ornn aren't exactly useless top laners by any means. Both of them provide a decent amount of CC, a great front line. And with the Zac pickup, that's only just going to add to their frontline capability, add to that massive health pool that is going to be present for SKT Alpha. And their final pickup is going to be this Syndra.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that the brand is mid and that the Thresh is support and they're just not in LCS order. Because otherwise this team is going to be kind of wacky.
Yes. Yeah, that would be, well, to be fair. Okay, all right. I can swing this. You ready?
Okay.
Brand was a pickup from Meteos back in, I want to say, Season 5, where he was having decent success with it. Yes, the jungle has changed a little bit since then, but it's not entirely unheard of. And Thresh mid, when you have a funnel composition, Thresh can provide a lot of CC for if the funnel recipient wants to instead gank before farming. So theoretically, these could be the actual positions, but I highly doubt it. We see the Yi and Graves band out there, both incredibly popular funnel picks. Both of those would be the respective carries, so I don't think For the Lulz wants to be playing against a funnel comp, but it doesn't say a whole lot about whether they're playing one.
Yeah, I was going to point out that there was in fact double smite, but it looks like they've switched off that, so none of that craziness. But yeah, it looks like Kayn is going to be the jungler there for the red team. And yeah, they just were not in LCS order to begin with. Brand mid, actually, which is fairly interesting. We see him a lot more as a support recently, but he certainly still can go mid. His base damage is very strong, which is why he makes such a good support. But his scalings are fairly decent as well. So the only problem I see with that is that he's fairly immobile. So a jungler like Zac is going to have a field day ganking onto a brand, especially with Syndra as more or less a point and click stun. Not really, but a fairly easy stun, easier to land than brands would be. So I'm expecting to see Zac to definitely try and at least get onto this brand in the mid lane at least a couple times before mid game breaks out.
Yeah, without an inbuilt escapability and needing to use 2 spells in order to peel himself to safety, Brand is going to be pretty vulnerable to ganks there, especially from Zac, who can come out of nowhere, over 2,000 range on the Elastic Slingshot once it's been maxed out. So that's something they're going to have to worry about. But this composition as a whole is, well, I'm a fan. I'll start there because I really like going back to the meta of yore. Back
Hmm.
in the days when bot lanes were bot lanes, mid lanes were mid lanes, and funnel was just a reverse pyramid scheme.
Ha!
It's just
I understood that reference.
it's
But
nice
no,
to
yeah.
see that tanky top lane, the tanky jungler, good CC pick potential mid laner with a lot of damage, point and click, as you said, and then the Zyrakan bot lane, which can dish out a lot of damage because it's easy to execute on, right? You can
Yeah.
just go in with the elastic slingshot, and that's a good go button. That's all they need. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, Zach went in. I guess we should fight.
This is what I would call a season 3 or a season 4 Cloud9 comp. It's a comp that's designed to play to the strengths of the players and play around macro play, because every single one of these champions has a distinct strength. Every single one of these champions can play individually very well and outplay an opponent later. So I feel like the blue team is definitely playing towards that. We feel confident in our comfort picks, and we want to use that confidence and that comfort to basically just out macro and outplay our opponents. So I'm very happy to see that. On the other side, they really are playing rather comforting team as well, but it's much more about just straight up damage ball, just kind of overwhelm the opponent with much more of a just kind of murder ball team comp, whereas blue team is playing much more of a macro heavy team.
Yeah, For the Lulz has. Uh, it's weird because we have the classic wife steal bot lane with Lucian and Thresh, and then the
Mm-hmm.
brand mid has a lot of CC AoE damage. Cho'Gath as well provides a ton of CC and can really, like you said, just run at you. So we'll have to see how they're able to execute on this composition when we get into the game. But until then, enjoy a quick musical break, and we'll be back with the game between SKT Alpha and For the Lulz. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show match between SKT Alpha and For the Lulz. I am Niberia, and I am joined by Can Opener Dude. But before I let him say anything, I'm going to be a little bit greedy today. I'm going to get to intro both of the teams. That's right, we're breaking with tradition. We're breaking all the rules today. On the blue side, we have SKT Alpha with Nuts in the top lane, Jesse Roy C in the jungle, Min Min Kim Kim in the middle lane, the Tetrol living up to their name by making that incredibly difficult to pronounce on the first go. On 80 carry and SSB Coop on support. For the red side, we have For the Lulz with Q Daddy 21 in the top lane, Prockney Tiamat in what appears to be middle lane, Wilhelm on support, Kyu Katsunagi on jungle, and Nikki Korn on 80 carry. I'm apparently very slow to be able to figure out where things are going, but you know what? That's okay, because we've got a little bit of a slow start to the game. Everything
Yep.
is nice and chill.
Yep, no real engages going in right here, no early invades, which is to be expected for the Lulz. The red team has a fairly good level 1, but nothing to really write home about beyond the Lucian Thresh. So I can imagine them wanting to just stay and make sure they go get a nice leash for their jungler here. One thing I want to point out is that the starting at the blue buff for Keo here as Kayn is a bit suboptimal. Ideally, you do want to start at your Raptors as Kayn because you do take your Q level 1. You want to get your Raptors, get your red buff. By that point, the Scuttle Crab will have spawned. So you grab that Scuttle Crab, and then you head in and try and pick up the opponent's blue buff instead. That makes it a bit easier for you overall, and then you can take your blue buff at your leisure, because especially with a Zac, not going to be able to pick up the opponent's blue buff very quickly at all. But
Absolutely.
I can understand wanting to do a very safe jungle start and just do standard blue buff, red buff, and then probably a Scuttle Crab. All makes sense in the end.
Yeah, the vertical jungling strategy that you mentioned. Oh, hold on. We have an engage coming out, and Wilhelm is almost dead, but going to be able to make it out so far. He gets a hook onto SSB Coop, but that was a lot of summoners blown. 2 flashes for red side, the heal, and on the other side, just heal and ignite. So SKT Alpha getting the better end of that trade.
Yeah, a very, very nice little return fight there. I do believe Wilhelm is the one who started it there. Nice stun by Mini Kimmy. But oh, and there's Zac.
Oh,
He's
the
gonna do some
re-engage from the
things.
bot lane. Nicky Corn might be the first blood here. He is, but will Wilhelm make it out? No! 2 kills for the Zyrakan, the lovebirds of the bottom lane.
Lifesteal versus Lovebirds. So far, it seems like love is beating hate.
Absolutely. You know, you can't beat the synergy of love with the synergy of begrudging. Well, I guess we're doing this. So with that, Zaya's 101, Rakan is 101, perfectly balanced as all things should be. But the mid lane isn't exactly balanced in the same way, because as you mentioned earlier, Min Kim has been doing a lot of damage here to Procne, but as I say that, they're both pretty low here. We might see another kill, the third of the game, come out in the mid lane in just a few minutes, because this is, oh, as I say that, the flash in, but he misses everything. Procne, no!
Procne, yes! And with that, he is completely out of mana. He would have enough for 1 Q, but not for his W. This allows Mini Kimmy Chingin Chimmy Changa to go ahead and push in the lane. He is now 11-12 farm up, 12, 13 farm. That is a number.
Numbers.
14 up on his. Please stop getting farm so I can say my point here. He's a bit up on his opponent here. And that entire wave will die to the tower here. And unfortunately, though, the next wave will freeze. Hello, Wilhelm.
Oh, hook in the bottom lane, but it doesn't look like it'll matter. Wilhelm is so low, he gets rooted up. This will be his second death here. Great moves there from SKT Alpha.
That's, Wilhelm might want to calm down a little bit there. I mean, I thought I was, you know, having some decision-making problems in my game, but no, Wilhelm, little bit safer. It's not that much of a problem, but we do want to play a little bit safer because now you are a fair bit behind. Even though technically you are 3 farm up, the goal difference in the bot lane is approaching 1,000. So
Yeah,
you do want to be a little careful there.
And the thing is, like, you cannot position that forward against the bottom lane to whom you just lost 2 kills. Maybe if they were exactly even, that hook would have been worth it. But he was down there in the far bush, and his AD carry was just chilling and farming. That's a dangerous game he was playing, and he did get punished for it. But speaking of, yet another mid lane duel here, Cam.
Yeah, Roodle Toodle Apple Strudel is doing very, very well in this mid lane right now. Now up 13 farm. Very, very strong. Does not finally has the ult now that I've just said that. So that next stun is going to mean death. He presses that outplay button and sends Procne back to the base in a box. But Keo's going to try and stop that.
Having to flash out from under tower, Zac getting his passive popped. I'm not really sure what that dive was there from SKT Alpha. Jesse Royce D looks to have died for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually scroll back a little bit, see if I can figure out exactly what was going on here.
Oh, and as you do, there's the free win button, but the response from the passive proc from Brand will be enough to get the return kill. 1 for 1 in the mid lane.
So,
Oh, no.
yeah, he just,
Nuts is getting ganked. Call of the Forge God, though. The Rupture. Oh, so good from Q Daddy, but he might not make it out alive. Finally, the pickup comes down from Nuts, and he's able to fight this. He has all of these minions. Kyo might not be able to get out alive. He's so low. The dash, the knockup, the double kill.
bonk!
Great moves there from Nuts.
Also, you might want to make sure that you're up to date. I think I am a little bit ahead of you, so you might want to press that plus button there a little bit. In any case, but yeah, wow, that was really well played by Newts in that Nuts, whatever. I don't know what these teams call themselves anymore, but these young kids. Anyway, that was very well played by him, turning that completely around. Even though he completely missed his ultimate headbutt there. One thing I did want to say is that in that mid lane fight, Zach just kind of straight up just walked under tower and just started auto attacking Prockney. So I'm not exactly sure that was what was intended. If it was a bit of a lag spike, I'm gonna say it was a lag spike, and we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
Almost certainly not the intended result for sure, but
Yeah.
with that, this is developing into a pretty decent early game lead here for SKT Alpha as we see Jesse Royce setting up for another gank. Oh, the engage comes out from SSB Coop. They're getting the damage down, but Wilhelm makes it out alive this time, gets the return hook onto SSB Coop, and he's in trouble, going to live for now. But the 3v3 will continue for a little bit longer. Looks like SKT Alpha going to get out just fine.
All right. That was pretty cool. One thing I do want to point out there is the engage by Coop. He did have the right idea. Nuts and Q Daddy having their spaghetti fight up in the top lane. It's not really a wet noodle fight because they are doing a fair bit of damage to each other.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And Prockney is now dead, and so is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
It's exactly what happened last time. They're like, all right, I'm gonna ult you, and Prockney's like, all right, I'm going to get my passive on you. Good luck. Let's hope one of us lives and the other dies. But nope, both times been 1 for 1. So lots of skill moves coming out here. Oh, speaking of, Tetrol getting hooked up, not dying to it though. Surprising considering it was 1v2. Call the Forge Gods. Oh, doesn't get the dunk, but Nuts goes under tower 4. Oh! That was good.
The shield.
Whew.
And then Kyo comes in to clean up. Or not.
Oh, maybe not. All right. Nuts has a chance to get out of this. He doesn't have a jungler, so it's just going to be himself. He's walking away with all the might he can. Does he have more move speed, though? I don't think he does. Nuts not going to be able to get the knock-up just yet. Oh, the ultimate. That's going to secure the kill, the shutdown for Kyo.
Yeah, he did end up actually missing the very last tick of the W there. A bit unfortunate, not really much of his fault there. Ooh, nice W from Prockney there. But yeah, if he had managed to hit that last tick, he would have gotten a bit of CC off onto Kyo and might have been able to escape. But he did end up going along there, which meant that he would be stuck. Anyway, excuse me. But as I was saying, Coop's engage. He had the right idea with the R and the W, but what you actually want to do is you want to throw out the W first, because you can actually animation cancel the dash part of the W with your ultimate. So if you do so,
Oh, that's the free combo into the kill. Once you land that stun, everything else is guaranteed. So good on Prockney to be able to pick up on that.
Yeah, very, very well done. Prockney certainly turning this around a bit, and somehow my scoreboard is messed up again.
Oh, but speaking of messed up, Nicky Corn in a lot of trouble, gets rooted. He uses heal and flash. He's barely alive, but no, the ultimate from Tetrol going to secure the kill, and Triumph going to keep that health pumping. A great Featherstorm there to pick up the kill, keep some safety. And once again, this bot lane here from SKT Alpha is just absolutely dominating so far. But Two-man roam coming in the bot lane, but Wilhelm engaged too soon. Tetrol is currently 4-0-1, and yes, it is a 2v2. Yes, Tetrol is half health, but...
And yes, the director camera won't take us down there.
Oh, that's going to go for the execute. I respect that so much. I don't think it's actually going to be the execute. It is! What?
Gotta trust your gut, maybe.
All right. I'll take it. Cool.
And
well,
so
good
will
job there
Tetrol.
for Tetrol. And, So SKT Alpha's bot lane is kind of just going to run away with the game at this point, it would seem.
Now, one thing to point out here, though, is that the red team will manage to pick up this Drake. It is a Ocean Drake, so not incredibly helpful in a situation like this, but it will help them withstand sieges slightly better. So they are able to pick up something off that, despite being rather down.
It'll help the mid lane 1v1 too, because every time
yeah.
it's 1-for-1. So at this point, when you can heal up that poke, but I don't think he's going to get the chance. No ultimate going to come out just yet. He finally pops it, but he's cursed. The 1-for-1 curse coming out. And once again, SSB Coop getting caught out, but it's a 3v2. No! For the Lulz just can't get an engage that works out for them. As a double kill goes down for Jesse Roy C.
Yeah, I just feel terrible for Wilhelm because he's trying so hard. And they
really are. Everyone's doing their best on For the Lulz to make these engages, make the picks happen, and it looks so good, but they didn't have vision, so they're like, all right, we got him. We picked off the Rakan. We're Lucian Thresh. I have Ignite. Lucian has damage, and then suddenly Zac, and then suddenly Xayah. But then top lane, suddenly Call of the Forge Gods. I don't think it's going to be enough, but he might be able to pick up Q Daddy on the side here. Nope. Kyo finally putting in some damage there. It looks like he's rushing the Black Cleaver, though, and not even finishing Warrior. Not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that either. Black Cleaver is a decent item. It's very, very extraordinarily gold efficient, but it's not necessarily a rush before your jungle enchantment item, especially not on Kayn. Even if you are going into Rust, into Red Kayn here, it does give you the health, it does give you the movement speed, yada, yada, yada. It's all very, very good, but it's just, you really do need that cooldown reduction from the jungle item, and the amount of efficiency that jungle item has, especially for Kayn, is immense. So I imagine he's just trying to snowball, especially against Nuts up here in the top lane, though Nuts is building absolutely zero armor to begin with, so what do I know? But, I mean...
It does seem like an odd pickup. Jesse
Roy is building straight armor, so there's that.
Oh, there we go. Not a 1-for-1. So, oh my...
Wilhelm's just like, I'm out of here.
Wilhelm was like, all right. I mean, I guess technically I burned that flash. I'll take it.
Syndra flash.
Syndra F, guys, don't worry about it. Q Daddy getting poked out, losing that bone plating. No root gonna land from... Xayah took more damage from the tower than any other source so far. That's not exactly what you want to see, but now it's going to be the 3-man dive. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the 2-man dive. We'll see which one's more successful. Jesse Roy missing that, and the follow-up Q. He's getting knocked up. He's getting slowed down. He might get eaten here, but a great charm from SSB Coop is almost certainly going to secure the kill eventually.
Nope.
It looks like they're going to back off, making me eat my own words as I say them.
He's going to try again, and he misses again.
Oh, no, this is not what you want, because now you have to fight the rest of For the Lulz. They have to get out of here somehow, but Tetrol is scary enough, I think, to be able to poke down. Why are there 5 in the top? You know what, Can Opener? I am just not going to try and make sense of anything. There are 5 people top lane for the Lulz versus the 3 of SKT
it's
Alpha.
A-Rat.
I'm just going to leave it there.
We're playing A-Rat now.
All right.
Where's the Twitch?
All random, all top. But it looks like they're actually going to go for the Rift Trail. So they'll get something off of this movement, but they might lose the inner bottom lane and the outer mid lane, which would make this very much not worth it unless they can somehow get 2 towers or more off the Rift Herald, which, considering how well their game has been going, or more aptly, how poorly it's been going, I don't know if this is going to be a good trade for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like how this is going. However, Coop is going to try and do something. Jesse again misses the Q.
I mean, they're winning all these little engages, but they're not actually landing CC, which is really unfortunate. Jesse Royce might get picked off here. He does have passive available, but the teleport from Nuts not going to come out and save him. He's not dedicating his TP to save his jungler, but he might not even need to. Somehow he's still alive. 1, 2 kills for Xayah, making the triple. Tetrol picking that up in a fight that by no rights should they have had a chance to win.
Yeah, no. They had no business winning that fight, but really what I want to point out there is Tetrol's target acquisition was not optimal in any way in that fight. The thing is that he went first for Wilhelm, Flash.
Oh, there's the re-engage. Prockney going to be dead, making it an 8-1-3, Xayah. That's exactly what you don't want to see if you're for the Lulz.
Yeah, I'm more scared about the 1-0-10 Rakan, to be completely honest with you.
Well, but together,
together they're
bot lane.
Very spooky. But what I want to say, first off, the Tetrol, he went on to Wilhelm, was kind of hanging out on him while Jesse and SSB were kind of getting pooped on by Keo and Q Daddy. Are they gonna fight? Nope. Yes.
There's a flash. Keo flashes in. Nuts makes it out. So things are almost happening. Anyways, cool.
And then after that, he's like, oh, maybe I should help them. So then he went for Q Daddy, and then finally switched on to Keo, who was actually the only one doing damage. So I feel like the more appropriate thing to do in that situation is to get on to Keo first, ignore Wilhelm, because Wilhelm's not going to be able to do anything in that situation. He already used the hook. Then, after Keo falls, then you could focus on to Wilhelm, because at that point, Q Daddy's more or less useless because he doesn't have any sort of damage or anything at this point.
Oh, speaking of damage or anything, nothing going to come out from Tetrol there as he's taken out by 4 members of For the Lulz, but the jungler and support are trying to 2v4 at this point, and it just does not work out for them. Return kill gonna come out from Min, Kim, and the fight should be going the way of For the Lulz, but instead it looks like SKT Alpha is starting to win it. The support has been poked out, the tank is dying quickly, and somehow they've won the fight. SKT Alpha taking it, well, 3 for 3, but hey, they're gonna get the dragon off this, so who cares? Or maybe not. Never mind. All right.
Nope. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. Now they are. Honestly, I think they're listening to us and they're just like, oh, we got to do exactly what they're saying we shouldn't be doing.
Just waiting until the caster curve proves itself to be true once again, and then they're like, okay, now we can do it. Now it's fine.
Yeah.
But
so they're gonna pick up a dragon.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And that's swell.
Yeah.
If you're SKT Alpha, you're gonna be feeling like you're living up to your name a little bit. But speaking of names, I'd like to vote that we change the name of the bot lane from Lovebirds to Alfred Hitchcock, because this has become a horror film suddenly for the Lulz because of how fed this Xayah is. Nailed it.
I love it.
You're not supposed to say that, but you know what? We're having fun today, and that's what it's all about. That's what these show matches are about: competition, but also fun. Unfortunately for the Lulz, they're really not going to be able to live up to their name at this point because they don't really have a Mimi comp and they're not doing too hot. Call the Forge Gods into the quickness from Rakan. This is an engage coming out from SKT Alpha, but they don't have a whole lot of follow-up. They lose one. Coop the first to fall. Jesse Royce maybe going to follow, but suddenly the flank from the Xayah, something you never want to hear as a positive, but here it is nonetheless, the double kill so far, and SKT Alpha is just wiping the floor with this fight. For the Lulz is certainly going to have to back off, at the very least, going to lose Wilhelm by the end of the fight, but it's going to take them quite a little while. He is running as best he can.
There he goes. But in any case, I thought this was SKT, not Immortals, because we got the ADC flank going on, but fortunately for SKT, their ADC flank is not a Lucian. I don't know how that helps, but apparently it works better when it's Xayah. Who knew? In any case,
it does help that she's 11-4. To be fair.
It does.
Or 11-2. Sorry.
Well, she is 11-4. It's just that the 4 is her assists.
Yeah,
so
there's
you were mostly right.
There, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. No one cares about the 2 in the middle. Just like at the
right.
orgy I went to. Wait, no, I didn't say that. There's a fight happening!
Uh-oh, Tetro going with a great engage. So much damage coming out from this Xayah, and the fight is almost certainly going SKT Alpha's way. But no, suddenly it gets turned onto them. Brand putting out so much damage before he dies that he secures a 2-for-2 for them. Possibly 2-for-3, but Jesse Roy not looking forward to that outcome. Coop, however, might be somehow. He gets ruptured. No hook going to come out just yet, but he has to flash away to safety.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate fight there. Was their mid laner in that fight? Like, was Timbuktu part of that, or was he off doing something else?
You know, I think he was off doing something else, but I couldn't quite follow it. The fight was pretty chaotic, I'm going to be entirely honest.
Yeah, I was too busy making terrible jokes to see, but if that had been a 4v5, I could definitely understand, and lots of pings going down as I believe Coop actually stole that Scuttle Crab from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. My name's whatever. Anyway, I can't think of any more puns to do with this name. Help me out here.
It's all right. We'll figure something out in the end.
In the end, and it will matter.
Exactly. It's a lot of wards in the pit here for SKT Alpha. You know, it doesn't take an analytical genius to see that they're looking to set up for Baron here, but so far they don't exactly have the best setup for it. They've cleared out the wards in the pit itself, but then they're not defending them. But instead, they're going to focus on this inner tower as they might get a pick onto Wilhelm here. They do. Oh no, they miss all of their CC, but it doesn't seem to matter. Call the Forge God's going to secure that kill. Keo not long for this world, but neither is Jesse Roy C. He gets taken out, going to lose the top laner as well in Nuts, and the Brand passive is popping left and right. 2 kills for 1 in the engage here, and for the Lulz just takes it in a fight that really should have been free for SKT Alpha. And as I say that, the fight continues with the frontline AD carry once again. This time, oh my god, that route onto 3 is going to keep Tetrol alive. That Xayah should be absolute toast now. We should be staring at a chicken dinner. And indeed we are, as Q Daddy picks up the kill with Feast. 3 for 1, looking to be 4 for 1 in favor of For the Lulz. And I just have to wonder what SKT Alpha were thinking with that engage.
They're so far ahead. They're starting to get cocky with their engages here. They're thinking, oh, we can handle them, when they're not playing around their win condition here, which is this Xayah. I mean, Mini Kim Kim is 8-4, but they don't have enough damage to take on a 3v4. Nuts has 0 damage. Jesse has 0 damage and is built straight tank into a comp that barely does any AD damage. You have, like, I mean, Keo does physical damage, yes, but most of his damage actually procs as true. And then Nikicorn does physical damage, but he's got, you know, Blade of the Ruined King, which procs as magic damage, and the majority of his damage is against Jesse is going to be coming from that. And the real carry in this game so far has been Procny. Despite his scoreline, he's been the one pumping out the damage. So I'm really confused as to why Jesse, as the primary engage, has been going basically straight armor and actually went for a Thorn Mail, which is going to be more or less useless against 4/5 of the team. And Nikicorn isn't even really using auto attacks against Jesse Rourke, but instead is focusing on using that ultimate and those WQ procs to get him down. So really, I think that they're far enough ahead to be taking fights, but they're not far enough ahead to be taking 3v5 fights.
Well, I mean, when you have a 2-threat comp, generally the name implies you need your 2 threats there. And this time they have them. They get the engage. They get a quick kill onto Wilhelm. Procny going to be the second fatality here. The double kill coming out for Tetrol. And SKT Alpha are just going to roll over the rest of For the Lulz as the triple kill comes down for Tetrol. Nikicorn looking to try and survive here, should be able to, and this should be the turn onto Baron for SKT Alpha, 3 for 0.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a Baron for them, and a very, very well-deserved Baron, too. That's exactly what we wanted to see from them. They finally grouped up as 5, found their pick, and then went in hard. And that's exactly what you want to do when you're this far ahead. Obviously, you can try and force fights when you're this far ahead, but if that's not working, and we saw that picking those small skirmishes wasn't seeming to work for them as the game went on. So waiting for that full 5 team fight seemed to work very well for them. So I'm glad that they finally turned onto that. And with a 12,000 gold lead, I think this is looking very, very well for them. Another Ocean Drake may go over to For the Lulz here, assuming Mini Mini Kim Kim doesn't do something fun, which he might.
Well, now it's going to be a 1v3, so the funness might be delayed a little bit.
2v4.
Min alone against 4. Both the threats are here, but none of the front line is, so they're going to have to back off. They got a lot of poke down onto Wilhelm, but they are going to leave it as it stands. The bottom lane is pushing in incredibly hard for them, so they're going to rotate mid, do what they can with that. Honestly, I feel like they should have just rushed bottom lane as soon as they knew that For the Lulz were on that dragon.
Yeah. I wonder maybe should have gone top lane instead. Just force them to the other side of the map, send send Nuts down into that bot lane alone, go for a 4-0-1 comp, and then force them to choose where they want to go. If they go for Ornn, you just hard push the turrets in the top lane, probably get an inhibitor for 1 kill. If they try to stop the top lane, Nuts with a Baron buff and with the pushing power that Ornn does have because he's an AoE wave clear, he can probably take that inhibitor tower while they're trying to stop the top lane push. So I would have liked to have seen that a bit more, but I can definitely understand wanting to just get everything, you know? When you're this far ahead, you want to get everything. You don't want to give up any small thing to your opponent because it's like, no, we're ahead. This is ours.
Yeah, and it results in some of the things you're seeing here with the missed engages, the missed disengages, all the AoE damage, Jesse Royce dying to multiple brand passive procs. And if you don't play carefully enough, you're going to get taken out. But a great re-engage there from the Rakan is going to secure a lot more damage here in the team fight for SKT Alpha as they look to take up a third, a fourth, a fifth. The ace and the triple kill for Tetrol should secure the game for SKT Alpha.
Really, really well done by SKT Alpha there. Very, very well done. I'm sorry I cut you off there, but I want to point out that Keo did a really good flank there. After getting onto Rakan, he immediately went on Tetrol, but the rest of his team was already dead at that point, so there was nothing he could really do. But I did want to give him props for that. He did exactly what he was supposed to be doing in that team fight.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for yet another kill. They're able to get it under the fountain, but with this, SKT Alpha is going to take the game against For the Lulz if the minions will just keep hitting the Nexus, and they do. There we go. So this game was all about SKT Alpha's bot lane just popping off, and you can see that just by looking at the scoreline. It's not rocket science, Cam. 25-6 on that Xayah. Just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it's just this game was Tetrol's show. And he really lived up to what he needed to do. He was an AD carry. And we were talking about this in Champ Select. This is a roll over your opponent, out macro them, outplay them on your comfort picks kind of comp, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, yes, For the Lulz certainly did focus down the dragons, at least that first dragon, much easier. But the rotations, the superior rotations, the superior understanding of where you need to be at what time from SKT Alpha was just there throughout the entire game. So very, very well done from them to be able to do that. And now you get to see me mess up another show match in 15 minutes.
Well, we can only hope that both For the Lulz learns from their mistake, SKT Alpha revels in their victory, and Can doesn't feed next game. With that, that is going to wrap up this show match. Stick around for the final show match at approximately 5 o'clock p.m. EDT. We'll see you then.
Mic off. Mic on.